It is great to see folks from all over the place, businesses, civic and religious organizations, city administration, fire district, police department, school district coming together to hear this message. Again, my theme is for 2025 is community. First, I want to give a huge thank you to our public works, parks, fire, and police for their constant work, especially the harsh winter that we've had. Would you all please stand and be recognized? Those of you that are police, fire, retired police, fire, public works, parks, you all had a hand in this. Please stand and be recognized. And with some of the records we had in temperature and everything else, they did an amazing job, in my opinion. I also wish to honor all former first responders who have made it to retirement safely. Please stand if you are a former law enforcement or fire or EMS person and remain standing. Please stand. Bill, I know it's been a long time, but yeah, you can go ahead. Major, good to see you. Thank you for all you've done in saving lives and keeping us safe. Now, I'd like to recognize some of our most honored guests, our retired military veterans, our active reserve, and full-time military personnel. Would you all please stand? I know there's a bunch of you. Please stand and remain standing. I know there's a lot of veterans, a lot more than that. Thank you. Thank you all very much for your service. I will now introduce our city administration staff. Please rise as I introduce you and remain standing until all have been introduced. First of all, at the top, Damon Hodges, City Administrator. And to make this a little quicker, I'm going to read through all these, and then if you give them a round of applause. Missy Wilson, Assistant City Administrator. Michael Stolzel. Thank goodness for Michael Stolzel, our Executive Assistant. Tony Alexander, Public Information Officer. Jennifer Baird, City Attorney, and yes, she is related to the other Baird. Chief Kuehl, Raytown Police Department. Robinson Camp, Public Works Director. Jason Hanson, City Engineer. Mattias Laura Lemesa. How about that? Did I do it? Ah, good. Good, I didn't even hurt myself. Dave Turner, Parks and Recreation Director. Tony Mesa, Parks and Recreation Superintendent. Shayna Kelly, Planning and Zoning Coordinator. Diane Egger, Community Development Director. She's not present today. Teresa Henry, who's also not present today, City Clerk. This is our administrative team that helps us get things done in this city. Thank you very much. Our team has worked tirelessly on making improvements to the city over the years. The elected officials have worked with the staff to identify and approve funding for the projects that have started or will soon start to improve the city infrastructure. As we improve our infrastructure, we improve the looks and function of our city, which improves our chances of keeping people here and businesses here and bringing more and varied businesses and people here. As I cover the different service departments of the city, I will show you what all these departments have done under this administration to improve things. It's all about teamwork. The vision of our staff and those elected officials that have the guts to work together at moving this town forward and to sharing the truth with their constituents as to what it takes to get things done within the budget we are given. The items that have been worked on are many. Sanitary sewers are one. These projects were undertaken with the idea of testing for the infiltration of rainwater into the system, costing millions of dollars in processing through the sanitary sewer system. In sealing these systems, the amount of infiltration that would have been metered along with the sewer will decrease. Thus, the bills for treatment will decrease for our citizens. Huge project, folks, but obviously not sexy, but very huge project, and this has been taken on over 3 years ago. Hiring more police officers to help make our city safer. This has been one of our highest priorities. In the last 8 months, I have had the privilege to swear in 11 new officers. When they finish their field training, they will be on the streets patrolling our city, and we also have a couple of more who are starting the academy. So for all those that have been wondering, that's where we're at. And I will be pushing, along with certain aldermen, in the future to try to make that number even larger and get back to where it was. And by the way, Sheriff, one of the guys I talked to is going in the 184th, Chief? Yeah. I graduated, in Turnbull graduated 26th class of the Regional Academy. The guy looked at me and said, "Oh, that's quite a long time ago, sir." Oh, I'm just saying. The items that got myself pretty funny. Thank you. I needed a straight man over there. We have hired more public works employees to clear our snow and fix our roads and make our streets safer. We have a great reputation for snow removal, and we're hoping to make it even better again. We've got a lot of newer people, so they still did a great job. We have worked on grants and bonds and used ARPA funds to help us improve this town. It has not been an easy task, but we have worked together, staff and elected officials, and we have not been afraid to find ways to make good things happen. These things may not all be noticeable sometimes, but we are making progress. We have worked together to update the city's comprehensive plans, the first time in 20 years. That's the plan for this city's future. I am filled with pride in our city and its people. I am hopeful for its future as we look at new ways to grow and to achieve what we know the citizens and business leaders of this city deserve. I am confident in our future with the things that have been accomplished so far. I am filled with gratitude for each one of the business owners, citizens, and volunteers who helped this city in so many ways. I am grateful for your dedication, your passion, and your unwavering belief in the potential of this great city. Give yourselves applause because every one of you are part of that. Every one of you. I'm going to take a little time. That's something we don't do quite often, and that is I'm going to add some feel-good things that have been done and are coming forward with the help of our city staff, volunteers, and organizations that I had mentioned. So we hold a household hazardous waste event in which the materials were collected by volunteers and city workers as part of the program. The city has become a member of this regional program, and the citizens can take items to locations and rid their households of these items, hazardous items, and keep our environment safe instead of dumping them down in the sewers and such. Every spring, we have a recycle event coming up soon where non-hazardous items are collected and recycled through programs designed for such, thus helping eliminate dumping of items by the roadside. So everybody that's involved in that, that's a volunteer or city staff, please stand up so everybody can see because it's almost always the same ones. Please stand up, those of you that are involved in that. Tony, where are you at? Where'd she go? Yeah. These guys, we all physically, well, we do a lot. It's really tough when you're old. Anyway, Raytown Live, 7th season. I have helped in founding this monthly family concert series along with Dave Turner, Parks Department, and Dave Thurman, and many other people. Also now, Vicki Turnbow is on the original, and we also have the president of the Main Street Association, April Harrington, who is also there with her husband all the time. We actually physically set this up and tear it down, besides Dave Thurman and Dave Turner picking out the bands, and I get to go out and get money for the sponsorship so it doesn't cost any of you any money. So second Saturday every month from May to September. Second Saturday, green space, free. Bring your cooler, bring your whatever. Bring everybody with you. We'd like to see more people. The music is excellent. They pick somebody great all the time. Raytown Festival of the Trails, a fantastic celebration of 3 trails that traverse our city. The Santa Fe, Oregon, and California trails, along with 3 historic places along the trails, which is the historic Raytown Historical Society building, Rice Tremonti House, and the Barns Enclosures at Cave Spring Park. One of the only cities that have 3 historic places along these 3 trails as they go through our city. Excuse me. Main Street Piccadilly, an annual fundraiser for Raytown Main Street Association, where you use quarters to bid on nice items win if your number is drawn from the ball cage. Lots of fun, food and drink, of course. There will be information on this in the back. And the MCs for this event, again this year, are the funny and witty and wonderful Jeff Hurst and yours truly, Mike McDonough. If you've never been, you got to go. It's really fun. The extravaganza, an Easter parade, and Easter egg hunt, and the Main Street Association, as well as the Mayor's Christmas tree lighting and Santa each year is a collaborative effort by the city and the Raytown Main Street Association. And Holidays with a Heart that are involved with a lot of the people that are involved in Main Street. This last year alone served 150 children that would not have a Christmas. They also, let me know if I get this right, 48 families that were fed a Christmas dinner because of what money that the citizens give. It's really heartwarming, as you can tell, because if you've ever watched these kids come and get their presents that weren't going to have anything, it's amazing. We also have some volunteers looking into bringing back the ever-popular beer festival, hopefully this year, but I don't think they're going to make it. But it will come back. I hope that when I finish today, you will have a better understanding of what has been done just over the last year to improve our hometown. I also hope you'll be proud, as I am, in the progress we have made as a team and as a community. Also, thank you to County Executive Frank White for finally making sure that a promise was made by another county executive a long time ago, with 500 plus yards of concrete laid recently along the Rock Island Trail by Crane Brewing, which will allow us now to do more down in that area. $550,000. Thank you, Frank White. Appreciate it. I'm going to hit the Finance Department first. Distinguished Budget Presentation Award by the Government Finance Officers Association. This has been awarded to our city 8 times since 2008, and most recently 3 consecutive years since 2022. We saw a slight increase in sales tax revenue. The federal government required ARPA fund recipients to define all projects that funding would be used for by December 31st, 2024. This resulted in multiple projects from the city being identified with a cost of approximately $5.2 million. All projects must be completed by December 26, 2026. So if you see a lot of digging going on, that's what you know, along with Spire Gas. They're doing a lot in our city too. Once again, we had another clean audit. Sales tax renewals in 2026 and 27. We'll be looking for more information on these in the near future with some education on those, because we have several taxes that are coming up for renewal that are needed. The city budget increased to $47 million with inclusion of the ARPA fund projects. I believe when I took over 10 years ago, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but I believe we were $33 million, so we have grown. Public Works. Here's the really interesting thing, since one of the big things has been all about public works, roads and all that. Sterling Avenue, mill and overlaid, 0.53 miles of improvements, cost of $167,000, funded by a MARC grant. Storm and sanitary sewer point repairs, $110,000. Stormwater improvement at 5417 Woodson, $352,000. See how expensive this stuff is? Raytown Road Enhancement Project, 67th and Raytown Road to 74th and Raytown Road. That's 0.85 miles of improvements that included mill and overlay, curb, gutter, sidewalks, 1,200 feet of sidewalks replacement, $1.5 million. Blue Ridge Boulevard from Gregory to 72nd, we put in rumble strips at $14,000 to help reduce center lane crossover crashes. There was some people killed there a while back. 83rd Street stormwater improvements, $470,000. Survey and design work for construction project start this year in White Oak West, a sanitary sewer project for an area bounded basically by 83rd to 85th from Greenwood to Kentucky. This will eventually seal another area of sanitary sewer that the infiltration of rainwater does not happen to get into again, and save the taxpayers more money. Also, the following projects were accomplished. $1.8 million spent on road maintenance, potholes, different types of products that we used on roads before they got bad. $1.5 million spent on stormwater improvements. Raytown Parks and Recreation, another list of accomplishment. Raytown Parks was awarded a Land Water Conservation Fund grant through the Department of the Interior for $1,100,000. This is a 50-50 matching grant, with the Raytown Parks financial commitment being $550,000 for the project. To date, Parks has completed $800,000 of the project. In March 2023, Parks was awarded a $3 million fully funded congressional grant administered through HUD. This was part of the omnibus final package, financial package for community project funding. The Parks Department is still completing the prerequisites for the project, which included demolition of the old water park, Super Splash, along with improvements starting last spring. Parks maintenance. Staff applied for and was awarded the TRIM grant through the Missouri Department of Conservation. This was a $24,000 tree maintenance grant that was reimbursed at a 90% rate. That's so we can replace trees, take trees that have problems, get them trimmed up and all that kind of stuff. That's all very expensive. Raytown Parks worked with the new Little League organization, Raytown Youth Baseball and Softball Association, excuse me, to provide Little League baseball and softball at Little Blue Trace Park. The new organization has submitted and been approved for multiple community-level grants to start off their youth sports association. If you've never seen this, this is not your traveling rich kid stuff. This is the kind of stuff that we all grew up with. These are for just normal, everyday kids. A lot of these kids are in poverty, and a lot of people, MLB players, retired MLB players, come in from all over the place to help with the camps and stuff like that. You've been there. These are kids that really want to learn to play. And I'm going to forget the name of the organization. I just heard of it just recently, but they are kind of an offshoot of the Royals, and they're helping fund this thing this year. And the kids will get shirts, hats, gloves, balls, bats, and then people like Frank White and other people who've been in the baseball field will be busy helping with camps, and also they found lots of coaches and stuff like that. We also have Raytown Parks popular program, Festival of the Trails, as we said earlier, and the Basketball League, Raytown Fishing Derby, Raytown Live Community Concerts. Parks worked with many volunteer groups and individuals throughout 2024, which includes the ever-popular, wonderful, world-class Raytown BMX track, Friends of Rice Tremonti, Raytown Youth Baseball again, CERT, Scout Troop 469, 283, my old troop, Three Trails Kiwanis, Raytown Rotary, Connection Point Church, Graceway Baptist, Spring Valley Baptist, the River Church, the Raytown Chamber of Commerce, the Buffalo Soldiers, youth sports coaches, and many others. These are the people that helped get all of these things going. So I did not have a chance to introduce you individually, so please, if you are on the park board and you're here, please stand up. Oh, you are standing, Robbie, sorry. Anyway, she can hurt me later. Community development, restructuring of animal control. This is amazing, people. This is amazing what these people do. January 1st, 2024, the Community Development Department, under Diane Egger, began overseeing all aspects of animal control and care. Staff continued the duty of picking up the stray animals as they had done before, but this year they were also tasked with the animals' medical care, spaying and neutering, fostering, adopting, and meeting with potential pet parents. And in 2024, staff worked 1,000 animal cases, 1,000. They picked up 500 animals and returned 44% of them to their owners. Those not returned to their owners were impounded, and most were adopted or fostered. So just so you know, almost everybody in the police department, parks department, city hall have all become adopted parents. And it's not unusual for me to walk out of my office and get greeted by a dog walking out to go to the bathroom who somebody had brought in so that they could get adopted for that day, because we keep them in different places. And they're always bringing certain dogs to my office expecting me to take them on. And anyway, I've got enough dogs. Anyway, stray animal stats, animal calls worked were 1,000. Owners immediately found 450. Impounded animals, 280. 247 were dogs, 20 cats, 9 fowl, 2 goats, and 1 hedgehog. Oh, and there was a fish too, and I can't remember. I think it was some kind of a fighting betta or something. 51 animal cases worked with cruelty investigations. There's a couple of them that are really vicious about going after these people. You'd be proud of them. They're fearless. 400 tickets written for animal ordinance violations. $125,221 to spend on medical care and housing for animals. They've really stepped up their game because we are an animal-loving city, and I'm an animal-loving guy. Minor home repair program. In 2024, the minor repair program budget was increased to help more homeowners with repairs such as dead tree removal, driveway repairs, exterior painting, gutter, soffit repairs, and handrail safety repairs. If you have a home in need of repair and would be considered low income, please call 816-737-6093 and get your name on the minor home repair list. The city works with Habitat for Humanity. Would Habitat for Humanity please stand up? Thank you for your service to our city and our most in need people. They vet the projects to ensure positive outcomes. $24,000 was spent on minor home repairs for seniors and with volunteers with the Truman Heritage, Habitat for Humanity. Now, when we started this program, remember, Bill, we started this program, Janet, Bonnet, and nobody bid on it for a long time, and we almost did away with it. Habitat for Humanity got involved, and now we're looking at probably increasing that amount and getting grants and funds to try to help. It enhances the neighborhoods because then you don't have these rundown houses where the older folks can't afford to get anything done and they can stay in their homes. So going paperless with the department documents. 24, community development began scanning paper documents so they could be stored. You didn't have as much stuff in the drawers. Renewal notices began going through the email to businesses, and those that can't be delivered that way, they go through United States Postal Service. Online business licensing sees major increase. 25% of businesses did their licensing online. Currently, participation is at 72%, which is about a 200% increase. For contractors, the online submittals were 5% of the first of the year, and currently participation is 48%, which is about a 900% jump. 900%. We consider this a huge success as it saves time and effort for the business community as well as the city staff. Businesses and contractors can apply at any time of the day rather than having to come into the office during normal business hours. So the numbers for 2024, code complaints 2,036. That includes junk and everything else. And most of those are junk, trash, debris, whatever. Business licenses issued 1,403, construction permits 1,702, craftsman licenses 265, pet licenses 442, and most importantly, to fulfill the strategic plan set by the board comparing January 24 to January 25, we are up 350% in proactive codes cases. Let's give them a round of applause. Sis, have you got a glass of water? For whatever reason, my throat is getting very dry here. Thank you. It's good to have little sisters. I didn't think that way when I was 10. I know, you were a baby. I was like, what did they do to me? The police department. The police received 15,485 calls for service, wrote 2,852 incident reports, and handled 619 crashes. It's a lot for a 10-square-mile city. Annual safety fair held on September 21st. Citizens came out to learn about safety measures and visit with many safety-related and oriented organizations like Raytown Fire, Lee Summit Bomb Squad, FEMA, Rediscover, our police department, Public Works, Missouri State Troopers, and more. Mark your calendars, because this one coming up this year will be in October when it's a little cooler. Nice. The PD's K-9 unit was revived in 2024 when we hired K-9 Saren. K-9 Saren, as the chief put it, came with his own human, which was Officer Newman. And so he was, Saren was born in October 31st, 2020, and is trained in obedience, narcotics detection, article searches, tracking, and suspect apprehension. I have no idea when Officer Newman was born. Doesn't matter. Anyway, as long as he feeds the dog. In December, Saren was gifted with a bulletproof and stab-protected vest thanks to the nonprofit organization Vested Interest in Canines Incorporated. The vest, valued at $1,800, is potentially life-saving body armor for four-legged canine officers and is made in the USA, custom fitted, and NIJ certified. Congratulations also to Officer Desiree Hart, Raytown Police CIT Officer of the Year, and Michael Hunt, MACIT Co-Responder of the Year. CIT basically is working with people who are in mental distress. And we'll have another one here in just a minute with the fire district that I'll talk about. Very important program. Raytown Municipal Court currently has 63 cases in the mental health court. The current success rate of those who participate in the services is around 90%. The provision at Rediscover do an excellent job of engaging clients in those services. Other providers also participated through Swope Health, University Health, and Comprehensive Mental Health. Mental Health Court was started in 2009 through the Mental Health Tax Levy. It's the great resource for the courts to get the participants back into a healthy state of mind. Thank you, Judge. Fire Department items, here you go. Here in the 2024 response data for the Raytown Fire Protection District, our units responded to 6,960 calls for service. That's an average of 19 calls a day. I can remember when I was a young police officer, if they got 19 a year, it was amazing. 4,909 were EMS, or emergency medical services calls. They have our ambulance service. Transported 3,448 patients to area hospitals. 982 were fire rescue related, with a 5-minute and 4-second average response time to emergency calls. The NFPA standard is 5 minutes and 20 seconds, so they're ahead of the game, and a lot of times they get there a lot faster, even though it probably seems like it's an attorney, and even when you're waiting for somebody to come get you. Trust me, I know. Community Paramedic Program. Matt Cushman, you want to stand up? No, stand up. There you go. No. Stand up. Stand up. I want people to see who I'm talking about, okay? The Community Paramedic Program, known as Raytown Fire Helps, is a busy place in 2024. It diverted 120 ambulance calls, managing the needs of hundreds of people and working with various local resources. What it basically does is it keeps the citizens who have a lot of need from having the ambulance and fire truck roll out all the time. He helps manage their diabetes, heart problems, things like that, make sure that they're taking their medication. One of the things he put together was a program, was partnership with Missouri Corps and the addiction science team of the University of St. Louis for the Suboxone, did I say it right? All right, Suboxone medication designed to safely get opioid users off street drugs like fentanyl and into recovery. They have now Narcan dispensers at all the fire stations in Raytown. It's the first of a kind project in the Kansas City region. See, another first for Raytown, for the Kansas City area. And that is a place where you can go, and if you want to get a Narcan in case a child accidentally gets fentanyl or an opioid, if somebody is passed out in the car that's an opioid, because if you get it with somebody and it's not an opioid, it's not going to hurt them. That's the nice thing about this. It saves lives, and it's a harm reduction project. Additionally, there's a car seat program that's overseen by him. It's busiest to date. They had 100 car seat installs and close to 60 seats provided for those in need. In partnership with Safe Kids in the state of Missouri that provide free car seats to those in need. In April, we will be having an event where people can come and get a car seat or get their existing ones inspected. The data shows that over 50% of the car seats are installed improperly. And I can tell you from being a former crash investigator how true that is, and it usually has some really bad things happen when they're not properly installed. They also, in this Helps program, make sure that people have shower chairs, wheelchairs, walkers, and they repurpose things that people might not be using anymore. One more late-breaking news, which is why I wanted you to stand, is the Missouri Crisis Intervention Team, or Missouri CIT, Council would like to congratulate Matt Cushman as the recipient of the Frontline Professionals of the Year Award at the 11th Annual Missouri Crisis Intervention Team Council Conference scheduled for March this year. Congratulations. How am I doing? Okay, good. My son timed me the other day, so Thank you for doing that, Ian. Raytown schools. Raytown, that's enthusiastic. The last enrollment numbers for Raytown schools, 7,718 students. It is exciting, too, that the upcoming performance, United in Song, the music of Raytown, will be performed at the Kauffman Center for the Performing Arts on Wednesday, April 16th, 2025. Wow, that is so cool. The concert will begin at 6:30. This concert features the bands, choirs, and orchestras from both Raytown High School and Raytown South High School. Raytown High School boys swim team went undefeated in dual meets, won the conference championship, and placed 20th in the state. I know that didn't sound much, but that's amazing. I used to be a swimmer. 20th in the entire state. Raytown South High School wrestling medaled in their conference tournament, the first time in school history to have a team place there. Opening of Raytown South High School, yes, Performing Arts Center, beautiful. If you haven't seen it, go see a play there, orchestra, whatever. The place is amazing. We deserved it. It was amazing. We meaning South High School. Opening the Raytown High School Auxiliary Gym, another amazing place. The girls' gym is what I call it because it's where girls, and both of the one at South High School be the same way, will be able to play and to also practice where they're not bumping up against the guys and all that kind of stuff. So they'll have more room. Last time I was up there, they had a wrestling match, huge wrestling tournament. So they had all the spaces in the school and in the auxiliary gym. They were being used for wrestling. I don't even know how many hundreds of wrestlers they had. It was amazing to see. Laurel Hurst, Spanish teacher at Raytown High School, was named as a finalist of Missouri Teacher of the Year. 2 elementary students were selected for the All-State Choir. I think these are pretty amazing, and I just saw this morning where several of the students from Raytown High School's wrestling team were leaving, escorted by the marching band, and getting on the bus to go to Columbia for the wrestling tournament. So let's give them a hand. So I want to recognize, and I'm going to repeat some people here, but I think it's important. I want to recognize an important piece of our community, the great groups here that help us in so many ways, as I said earlier. Raytown Chamber of Commerce and Tourism work daily to market our city and its businesses. They host the annual Mayor's State of the City event for working with the city and others to market our city and its businesses, working with several groups and in the city for putting on the annual Festival of the Trails. All these are coordinated and many other shared events. So thank you, Jeff. And where in the world did Miss Turnbow go? Oh, there you are. Thank you, too. She just retired, if you didn't know. I'm sure most of you knew that after 17 years. Give her a round of applause. Raytown Main Street Association, working on creating a vibrant downtown business area, working in unison with the city and the annual Mayor's Christmas tree lighting ceremony and bringing Santa for the event. Don't know how they do it, but somehow they talk him into it every year. Easter Extravaganza Parade, Piccadilly, a night fun like I talked about earlier, working on the reactivation of the Raytown Cleanup Program to help clean up litter around the city. Holidays with the Heart, that just this year, as I said earlier, 150 kids, 48 families that got Christmas dinners at their homes. Raytown Main Street Association also has the Raytown Community Garden. This is our Raytown, folks. I know other cities, you all have them, but I'm sorry, but we do it the best. All I can say. That's all I can say. Chambers City and Main Street working together with others here and regionally are on welcoming the 2026 FIFA soccer teams and crowds to our local cities and to the Chiefs. This is going to mean a lot to us Eastern Jackson County folks, especially Kansas City also, but especially us Eastern Jackson County folks. Sisters in Christ, where you at, girls? There you are. Sisters in Christ. My ladies, serving our community through Strive and Hub Combat. It is an combat is an anti-crime and drug program, and they put together this Strive and Hub. First one was in Raytown, by the way. They've spread it out throughout the metro area, and they work with the police and mental health, drug, on, to make sure that services are rendered and try to break that cycle. Rediscover mental health services and trauma center and providing our police department with mental health professionals that work alongside our police in the field of handling mental health crisis on police calls for service. Back in my day, we didn't have such a thing, and we had to figure it out ourselves, and sometimes we did a really great job, and sometimes it was a little rougher. And these people can also get these folks into places they need to be for treatment very quickly. It used to take us an entire shift. They can do it in about 2 hours. REAP, a nonprofit that has helped many pay utility bills, and feed their families in need of a hand up and not a handout, as the creator of REAP always said. Shepherd Center. Shepherd Center Raytown aims to harness the gifts of each individual in our community to promote continued personal and spiritual growth, as well as to help maintain the dignity and independence of everyone. Focusing on adults aged 55 and older, the Shepherd Center of Raytown is a private, nonprofit, non-discriminatory, and interfaith volunteer organization. They've been around a long time, and they do a lot of great work. So if you're looking at a place to put some money from your tax refund, get another write-off, that the great organization there too, along with these others. Hope Network, Connection Point Church, right here. The mission of Hope Network is to offer hope to the hungry and hurting through delivering exemplary care, affirmative value, and meeting basic needs. And one of my favorites that I've been on for 21 years, Raytown Police Fund for Public Benefit, a 501c3 charitable organization that raises funds for local and regional programs such as REAP, Hope House, Raytown Youth Baseball, SAFE, which is Surviving Spouse and Family Endowment, Answering the Call, and many others. In 21 years of this organization that has been in existence, we have raised over $500,000 through our golf tournament, which a lot of you all have played in. So everybody that is involved in any of these organizations, if you'd please stand. Thank you. You are what makes Raytown tick and Raytown cares. I'm sure I left out a few, but you get an idea of what service-minded this community can be. Real estate numbers, just real quick. The number of houses sold is down 3% from 442 to 428. The total home sales, 91,438,686. It's up 1% from $94,213. The average house value sold in 2023 was $203,834. In this last year was $213,642, up 4.8. This is all from Heartland Multiple Listing Service. Thanks, Dave. Okay, in conclusion, because I know they're getting ready for me to get off the stage here. Oh, always a comic. This year, July 17th, 2025, marks the city's 75th birthday. 75 years that we've been incorporated. We've been around a lot longer than that, but 1850, I believe it was. There will be a week-long celebration from July 12th through July 20th. Stay tuned for details. I already have an ad hoc committee. We're already working on it. Efforts are underway to work with our regional partners to be prepared for 2026 FIFA soccer games. We have been working on this well over a year. Stay tuned for more information from the Chamber of Commerce in the city. We're a small town, all united by a love for these 10 square miles called Raytown. All of us from here have a love for its people, young and old, of all colors, creeds, and backgrounds. We are a town of diverse backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences, all sharing a common bond of living, praying, playing, interacting, and working together at making this great town an even better place. We have had many challenges over the years and many changes. Some of those changes have been good. Some of them have been not so good, but we weathered them all together. We have learned from them, and we move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. I have spent many years of my life in the service of this city. It has been a great honor to do so each day. The friends that I have made in this community are amazing. All of you are amazing, and you all count. I have been blessed to be a member of this community, and I count myself lucky to have been placed here when I was very young. Moved out here a long time ago. I thought I moved out in the middle of nowhere because I lived down in little Old Westport till I was about 6 or 7. And you can imagine moving out here off of 75th Street here, and there's got horses and people riding horses and raising horses, and it was kind of an eye-opener for an old city boy. I am blessed that I was schooled here, that I was able to serve this city in the Public Works Department and the Police Department for almost 40 years, and then to have been elected 3 times to help govern this city. As most of you that are here know, this city gets into your blood, and its people are what makes it unique. I have yet to go anywhere in my travels that someone finds out that I'm from Raytown, and they either come from here or know somebody from here or are related to somebody or have dated somebody or somehow are related to somebody from Raytown. And there is only one Raytown, by the way. You'll find 2 on the map besides us, but they're kind of like Knobtown. I've been through one of them. More people from the outside need to see the magic of this community. I want to thank you all for your support of this city and for seeing the magic in its people and its potential. It is always a work in progress, and that is the word, progress. Slow sometimes, but always forward. We are Raytown on the rise. Remember that. We are Raytown on the rise. Let's keep working together. Let's keep improving. Let's support one another, the businesses, youth sports, parks, police, fire, schools, library, and its civic groups, the Chamber and the Raytown Main Street, and your city government. And with that, I will say, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless the Raytown City. God bless these United States of America. Thank you again.